Hello and welcome to the fourth lecture in the series of lectures on oral skills. And this lecture is on the topic of interviewing a famous person. Now, we know that we are taught about giving an interview, but today we shall learn about taking an interview. So these are two main parts in an interview, but we are familiar with the earlier part. And now we will get ourselves familiarized with taking an interview of a famous person. This is called interviewing a famous person. Especially it is a modern kind of special oral skill, and there can be career opportunities also. In this, we can use this as a career option. If you are a good interviewer, you will be invited by many institutions to take an interview of a famous person. In modern times, in journalism, in social media, in mass media, you find number of career opportunities if you have a mastery over taking interviews. Like anchoring, this is also a new career option for youth to pursue. Now, what is the purpose of an interview? One, we get to know the person. Second, to understand the person's key to success, because usually we interview a person who has achieved some success in his field, has achieved a name in his field, and can be a model for others to emulate. Now, what is the nature of an interview? Like always, interviews are in the form of question and answer, and we have to follow the same pattern. Now, interviewing a famous person. Who is interviewed? Of course, a successful person. For example, a sports person, a politician, an administrator, an industrialist, an actor, an author, even a student who has topped a particular exam, an important exam, an activist. So, the important terms in this particular skill are: interviewer is the person who asks questions, and interviewee is the person to whom the questions are asked. There are certain important points that we should remember while conducting an interview of a famous or successful person. The tone should be very formal, and we have to begin the interview with greetings, introduce the interviewee, then ask questions, make the interviewee answer them, make him speak, and then end with formal thanks. We have to gather the information of the guest in advance, and this is how you prepare for taking an interview, like personal details, achievements of that person, and many more things. The struggle of the person. We have to inform the interviewee about the purpose and the nature of interview beforehand, in advance. You cannot just invite a person and offhand ask him questions. He may not be prepared. So he should be given an idea of the nature and purpose of the interview. Why a particular person is being interviewed. The person should be aware of these things beforehand. The tone should be polite, and we should ask appropriate questions. The question should be related to the area that we are trying to gather information about from the person. We should avoid any awkward or personal questions to the interviewee, because that may embarrass the interviewee and he may not speak out frankly and freely. One more thing to remember is we should avoid offensive language. Even if we disagree with certain aspects or the points that the person has expressed, we cannot contradict the person there. It's the personal view of that person and we have to respect it. We are just presenting the views of that person. Keep our appearance quite pleasant. It should make the viewers, it should make the interviewee feel interested and happy. It prepares the aura, the mood of the interview. Then speak less. The interviewer should speak less. He should make the interviewer speak out more. We should display interest in the responses that we receive from the interviewer. Sometimes, though the questions are planned beforehand, we may have to change a question or two, or a question may arise from the answer that the interviewee has given. Then we have to order the questions properly. We have to encourage the interviewer to speak openly and frankly. He should feel relaxed while giving an interview so that he will not withhold any information. Now, these are certain important points regarding conducting an interview. Now, what is the nature of the question in the exam? You may be asked to conduct an interview of a person, or you may be asked to just give a set of questions, 10 questions, if you are to interview a particular person. Now here, as usual, I will present solved examples for your benefit. First, we shall see how to interview a village sarpanch, and I have given in the brackets the short forms that I have used in the text. I, that is the interviewer, and S means the interviewee, the sarpanch. A warm welcome to all. We have with us who has been honored with the Best Sarpanch Award for the year 2019. Let us find out the secret of his success. Now, sir, hearty congratulations at the outset on winning this award. It is a recognition of your efforts, sir. In spite of being an engineer by training, what made you choose this field? And we get the answer. I actually had a very good paying job in an MNC, but I felt the need to develop my village first and give the benefit of my knowledge for its progress. Really quite inspiring. Tell me, sir, which one work of the many, of course, is responsible for your success? I tried to make my village a smart village. This was an ambitious project and I could get some success with the cooperation of all the villagers. Sir, will you please explain in detail? I studied various government schemes for rural development and prepared a master plan to make our village a smart village. This included programs like rainwater harvesting, afforestation, cleanliness drive, garbage management, vermicomposting, drainage and sewage treatment, solar electricity generation and fuel from garbage. I ensured participation of the villagers in creating good infrastructural facilities like roads, street lights, and secured government funds also. It's really a great task. I feel it takes a strong will to bring about such a change. What is your advice to the youth regarding choosing politics as a career? I know that people say politics is a dirty game, but I would say if the players are good, guided by their conscience and motivated to work for the betterment of the society, it shall become a beautiful game. Thank you so much, sir, for sparing your valuable time. I'm sure our youth will take inspiration from you and step into your shoes. Now, this was just an example of how you can conduct an interview of a successful sarpanch, village sarpanch. Here is a set of 10 questions that you can ask to a successful sportsman. And if you are asked to write just a set of 10 questions, then this is the way you can do. What attracted you to the sport? would you attribute your success to? Did your parents support you to pursue a career in sports? How did you train for the sport? How did you take care of your health and fitness? Did you face any major injury issue in your career? How did you overcome your injuries or a bad patch in your career? Did you ever feel that your choice of career was wrong? Which career option would you have chosen had you not been a sportsman, and why? What advice would you give to young sportspersons and their parents? Now, this is the way you can go about preparing questions. Imagine that you are interviewing a particular person and then formulate the set of questions. I think this lecture must have given you ample information about how to go about interviewing a person. Thank you and happy learning.